What's up, everybody? My name is Emmanuel Heke, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Churchboy Confessions. Today, I wanted to talk about something that has plagued the church since the beginning of time, and that's the hypocritical and judgmental folk. It's no secret that when we say church folk in modern America, we're talking about the hypocritical, judgmental folk that make it really hard for you to go to church. These people have become gatekeepers of Christianity, and quite frankly, I have a problem with that. So today I want to talk about how it's wrong to be judgmental and hypocritical, and how Jesus had a problem with people like that while he was here on this earth. I hope this episode releases you from any type of resentment you may have had towards Christianity because you didn't have the proper representative in front of you at an early age. Hope you guys love this episode. If you do, please like and subscribe and send it to somebody who needs it. Love you guys. Enjoy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Flying up this week, but I'm here to tell you that, you can do it.
It's a very present help, helping us.
He will direct your path.
And there you go.
Man, it's kind of upsetting to me that the image of Christianity in the average human being that I've at least come to, association with, they see Christians as a hypocritical and judgmental people. For the longest, whenever I'd hear this stereotype, I would just flat out disagree. I thought it was out of pocket that people were even saying that in the first place. I felt like, sure, you have some of your bad apples in the world, and for you to generalize Christians, that's really bad. Until I truly started to see it for myself. I thank God that I'm raised, in a Christian household where, thank God, I don't have many hypocrites and judgmental people around me. Right. The churches I've gone to have been quite accepting. I mean, I've been preached to by pastors who've had their own time in the world and repented, and they know not to judge anybody else because they know what they did in the past. And I think I'm lucky for that to be my introduction to Christianity. But a lot of people haven't had that. So I haven't really seen the judgmental, hypocritical folk that everybody has been raving about my entire life. That is, until now. Recognize something, that this is not a new dynamic. When Jesus came into the world, you had a world full of sinners on one side, and then you had the Pharisees on the other side. The Pharisees were the scribes. They're the teachers. They're the people who rolled the scrolls, and they'd walk with their hands prostrated in prayer and all that different stuff. And they were hypocritical and they were judgmental, and they had the image of godliness, of righteousness, but in truth, they never practiced what they preached. They just told you what to do, and if you didn't do it, they judged you, and they lived life however they did. And if they did something righteous, it was done in the public just for everybody to see. It was a photo op. And the reason why I like to point out these people is because, unfortunately, this is the perception of Christians in America: the judgmental, the hypocritical, and quite truthfully, these people have become the gatekeepers of Christianity. They become the gatekeepers. But as far as I know, the only true gatekeeper between you and a relationship with God is yourself. There should not be any other gatekeeper. So, for all those people who have experienced judgmental, hypocritical Christians, first and foremost, I want to apologize. I'm sorry that you had to do that. I'm sorry that that person said that you're going to go to hell. I'm sorry that that person looked at you up and down when you walked in to church. I'm sorry that that person judged you. I'm sorry that that person talked behind your back. I'm sorry that that person was racist to you. I'm sorry that that person didn't allow you in church unless you had to pay them a little something, whatever it might have been. I'm sorry. And more importantly, I want you to know that that is not the proper representation of what we're doing here. So this is Jesus speaking in regards to the Pharisees. These are the judgmental, hypocritical Christians. It says, but all their works they do Starting at verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries. Sorry, I don't know what that means. And enlarge the borders of their garments. They try to look righteous. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts. Oh, yeah, they love that status. And the chief seats in the synagogues. And greetings in the markets. Oh, they love to be popular. And to be called of men rabbi. They want to be referred to as something, a teacher, as with status and authority. Jumping to verse 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Extortion and excess. Interesting. Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Where you clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but inside is full of extortion and excess. Think about that. You see these judgmental, hypocritical people appear to be perfect. Oh, don't you hate that? Those Christians that always feel like they're perfect and that they can look down on everybody else. And it looks like their lives are perfect as far as you know. So that really makes you mad, doesn't it? But the Bible points it out. You clean the outside of the cup, but inside the cup is filled with extortion and excess. These Pharisees were more concerned with the status and the authority that came with the title of being religious men, than they were about actually having a relationship with God. They have the image of righteousness and holiness. They're a deacon, maybe. Maybe they're a deaconess. Maybe they're a pastor, whatever it might be, whatever status that they hold, an usher, whatever it might be. And outwardly they look so righteous, but inside, man, extortion and excess. I want you to understand something, that Jesus was rebuking the judgmental, hypocritical folk. But do recognize that when somebody is being judgmental and hypocritical, that's not being Christ-like. So this is a word to the hypocritical Christians of today. You don't got to call yourself out. Just listen. In verse 14 of Matthew chapter 23, I didn't read it earlier. It says, Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. What exactly greater damnation means, I do not know what that means specifically, but it sounds really bad, right? It sounds really like that judgmental hypocrisy is something that can, harm your salvation. So with that being said, for your hypocritical Christians, make sure that you got to repent from that, man. The same way you're trying to tell people to repent from cussing, from having sex, from doing drugs, whatever it might have been. Make sure that you're not being judgmental and hypocritical, man. You got to get right with God yourself. Ask God to come in and help you to stop judging other people. Stop with this holier than thou thing, and stop trying to look good for other people to see you as holy, and actually have a relationship with God. A message to the sinner. All of this, me reprimanding the Pharisees and the hypocritical Christians, judgmental Christians, does not give you a license to just go out and do whatever you want because you're not going to be judged for it. No, if you really want a relationship with Jesus Christ, you have to be serious about that. and you come to him, and the way you stop sinning and get better, I don't know why I did air quotes, but the way you stop sinning and the way you get better is not going to be by people judging you and you feeling bad, so you start acting right because you don't want to look bad in front of other people. No, you get better as a person. You sin less and less because the love in your relationship towards Jesus Christ grows and grows. Soon you don't even want to sin no more because your love for him is so great. Jesus comes into your hearts and he washes you clean. That's what the process looks like. This is not a license for you to do whatever you want and not feel any shame. No. And I want to leave you with, this quick story that happened in the Bible where it was the Pharisees or the scribes, whoever they were, a crowd of people brought a woman to Jesus, and this woman was just caught in adultery, a sin. And they were trying to trap Jesus for whatever, trying to charge him for anything. And they brought him to Jesus, and he said, Jesus, what do we do with this woman who was caught in adultery? And Jesus said, you've heard the line, let he who has not sinned cast the first stone. And they all left, right? And then what happened after that was that Jesus asked the woman, where are those that condemn you? She said, I don't know. They're not here. And Jesus said, I'm sorry, this is in John chapter 11. John chapter 8. And Jesus said, I don't condemn you either. Go and sin no more. We don't have condemnation, but we still have the charge of God to go and try our best every day to sin no more.